Okay, it's Thanksgiving time. We're going to do a cute little pumpkin house cake with some little pilgrim mice outside of it. Most of the work's going to be done in fondant. There's going to be a little bit of buttercream, but like I said, mostly fondant. The size cakes that I'm going to use, I'm just going to make a really small pumpkin house, but keep in mind you can do this much larger. You could do, an 8-inch cake if you wanted to feed more for your family, or you can do the same thing that we're going to do and then place it on top of another cake, maybe on top of a sheet cake if you wanted to, if you needed to feed a lot more people. That would be a lot easier for you also. So I've got 2 little 5-inch cakes here, and I have a 6-inch cake. And then I've got a 6-inch cardboard here. Some of the other things we're going to need some fall leaf cutters. So I've got oak leaf and maple type leaf here. I've got a foam pad so that I can thin out the edges of my fondant leaves. To thin out the edges, I'm going to need a ball tool here, and I prefer the metal ball tools because it slides across the fondant much better than the plastic ones. And then I'm going to need a Dresden tool. These are 2 different ones. This black one is made by Gem, and this one right here is made by FMM. Both very good veining tools. And the difference between these and like those the other ones that we get at the craft store are the green set. Actually, I think they have different colors now. Is that this has the veining side is on these tools is much thinner. It's way too wide on the green set. So if you are really decorating, getting into the decorating, then you should really invest in a good Dresden tool. Okay, and then this one, it's I believe it's called a Gem Teen Tool, and it's got little ridges on this side, and it's rounded on this side, and we're going to use this to make the little ears for the mice. Some other things here, you just need a very, very small pair of scissors whenever you're doing little animals or things like that. I've got the Makin's set of texture mats. There's 2 different sets that we're going to be using here. One has a brick pattern and one has they come with like 4 different ones, I think, about 4 different ones. And we're going to use the one that looks like wood graining and the other one that is brick pattern. Then I'm going to use the PME plunger cutters here, the white set. Then I have plunger cutters here. These are actually clay cutters by Kemper, and we're going to use just the smaller sizes for the buckles on the Pilgrim's hats. And then I've got some of the luster and petal dust. The only petal dust I have here, I believe, is the cocoa, which is a petal dust, which is a matte dusting powder. Then we have all the luster dust. Then I've got a brown luster, canary yellow, spiced pumpkin, rouge flambe, and raspberry. Raspberry is going to be for the blush, the cheeks on the mice. These 3 colors right here are going to be, actually these 4 colors are going to be for the leaves. The orange or the spiced pumpkin and yellow are going to be used for the coloring the pumpkin, and the cocoa is going to be used for coloring the stem of the pumpkin. You might use them for a couple other things. But those are the things that are a little bit more unusual that we will be using for this project. Okay, so one of the normal things we need is a board. And I have 2 12-inch, actually there are 3 12-inch boards to make it nice and sturdy, taped together and covered with a gold foil. So you need that. Then I've got orange fondant to cover my pumpkin. So my pumpkin, I want it to kind of go, obviously the pumpkin goes in at the top and in a little bit at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is take this 5-inch cake, this chocolate one right here, and let me cut it on this board here so it doesn't get all over the place. I don't really need the whole thing. I'm going to cut, it's probably going to be maybe about 1 inch or 1.5 inches.